Good afternoon, you wonderful, lovely people, you, and welcome to the first ever episode of Civ Chat. Civ Chat is a series where I play Civ with friends and guests of the channel, whilst chatting inanely about pretty much anything that comes to mind. We'll chat Civ, the game and strategies, as well as generally about life and its many complexities. Today I'm playing with a long-time friend and collaborator to the channel, the wonderful Vector Cat. You might know him from the Civ 6 Challenge League, a thriving community on Discord and Reddit that produces fantastic Civ 6 maps for anyone to take part in. From silly coupe wonder maps that I've definitely given a go before, to harder themed games with Spain more recently. If you haven't tried one before, I would seriously suggest you give one a try. You might also know him from the Civ 6 Challenge League podcast, a wonderful show dedicated to leader analysis, breaking down Civ 6 as a game as well as sillier stuff. After all, I have been on it myself. You'll find links in the description below this video to all of the aforementioned things, but most importantly, I think it's time to get stuck into today's Civ Chat. Today we'll both be playing as Gaul, as a team. Can we beat 3 pretenders to the Roman Empire in Trajan, Basil and Frederick? Let's find out. These starts are just insane. So is this legendary start you've got it on?
This is legendary start with abundant resources, and neither of those settings lied. I am very...
Really? Oh my god, my start is flush with stuff. I've got 1, 2, 3 strategics, 2 iron, I've got a quarry right next to it, so there's an oppidum here that's already... I mean, I count that as +6 minimum, which is pretty mad. And then
it's going to be pretty great, yeah.
You've got your horses, you got some mountains, and geothermal. Oh, that's interesting.
Which I think I'm going to settle.
Okay, get the science. Because you can't...
Yeah.
Gaul, you can't settle in that first ring, can you? So...
I can't.
District, sorry.
Or can't. District,
campus.
yeah.
Because there's a campus spot. Just where your spearmen are now, but that's pretty insane.
It's not a bad campus, you know. Let's see if we.
Let's have a look. So I
mean that's a +5.
That's pretty mad. Let's look at this Oppidum. It reckons it's +4. Oh, but that's because I've got to put the quarry on. I remember now. God, this mod is so clever. This mod changed my life. This better maps tags.
Really fantastic. It is truly fantastic.
It is just mad. Now, you see, I feel like I am obligated to Petra this, because if I don't Petra this, I feel like the world will be angry with me. Look at all that desert. That is just...
Yes. And also don't forget to get Visselbanken.
Oh my word. It was just... I don't know what people have with that, but it just seems to tick people off beautifully so, and it makes me want to do it more. That's my problem. I have a real issue with this. I see those comments and I think, oh yeah, but you know what? Visselbanken would be good. It would be fantastic. Oh wow, that is a big old Petra. So I'm gonna have to remind myself with Gaul where it's ironworking. There it is on the Oppidum. I think we might as well just jump on that. Seemingly. Political philosophy. I like the classical era start, actually. It gives you much more in the way of, well, knowing what strategics are is a big thing, but being able to jump straight onto political philosophy, that's useful.
Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Right, preserves, am I really going to bother with that? Probably not. Petra is where I'm going to go, I think. Are you going religion? You fancy that?
I've got some good spots for it. I don't think it's going to be difficult. I think the only competition is going to be Byzantium, because we know that he is in the game.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's going to be, you know, if you want one, it should be fairly easy to get. Although I think having a plan, trying to get up and moving quickly, I might just start exploring and skip a religion.
Yeah, I don't know.
See if I can find my first victim.
So we've got the 3 Roman pretenders on this game, haven't we? We've got Trajan, we've got who's that? Buenos Aires. Oh, we found we've got a city-state down here. Lovely. Someone's found it though. No, we're not the first.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that we were the first.
Damn them. Oh, now where do you feel on? This is quite a controversial question with Scout Autopilot. Are you a fan? Or are you not a fan?
I love Scout Autopilot.
I find that they die all the time. I mean,
They often do. Now, I am more a fan of Autopilot for galleys than for Scouts, but then again, I don't use Scouts very often. So it's an issue that rarely comes up for me.
yeah, that makes sense. I just feel like if the whatever algorithm the Scout has to work out where it's going to go, if there is any option it could take that involves impending doom or certain death or anything like that, it's not even a Schrödinger situation, you know. It's guaranteed that it will run straight towards the maw of death, and suddenly you'll lose it, and you'll think, "Oh no, here we go again." It's always
especially when it gets down or up in the tundra.
Yeah, totally agree.
Oh, I think we may have dueling Petra opportunities over here.
Oh, let's have a look. Oh yeah, now you've got a pretty decent desert down there. Now, am I allowed to claim capital preference on Petra? Now, that's the question.
I think so. I think capital and host preference as well.
Oh my god, right, already we found a bunch of city-states. Look at that. There's two productions, so already the Kilwa option's open. The thing I'm trying to learn to do at the moment is think about wonders a little bit more, because I've always played wide on Civ, and when you tend to play wide and spit settlers all over the shop, you tend not to think about wonders so much, because you tend not to have that production capacity to sort of kick one out immediately. But I'm starting to try and think, like, you know, this would be a good Kilwa spot or whatever. But yeah, you get a Kilwa with this sort of production, you're laughing.
Would be pretty fantastic. Yeah, I've started thinking about them earlier on more.
Yeah.
But again, it's something that I could very likely improve.
Yeah. Oh my word. Online speed, 2-turn Oppidum. Oh, yes. That is something. Oh, I forget how joyous online speed is. I mean, so when you play, you know, obviously you do a lot of stuff in the creator sphere, but do you tend to play online or do you tend to play standard when you're sort of given the option?
I tend to play standard speed. I find it to be more comfortable, honestly. And also, we have found Byzantium.
Oh yeah, there they are.
There they are. For me, it's just it's an honor to meet you. I would love to sample your hospitality. I'd love to send you a delegation. I would love to get open borders immediately.
I would love to meet you.
And he is not accepting a delegation, which is
That's
not concerning at all.
That's online speed through and through. Now, hang on. Now, this is a question. Sorry, I've just seen something. If you have a look down to Buenos Aires, down the bottom right, there is, and I don't know. Now, do I have to put all of these map tags on so you can see them? Hang on. To all. But you stick a city there, I reckon. And then that, to me, if I stick a canal on this one.
Oh, that would be fun, yeah.
This feels like Canal City, if you can get these done. Look at all those lakes.
Uh-huh. Well, and you could maybe...
I mean, admittedly, sorry, I've just seen the fact that's probably a better Oppidum than it is a city, but still.
Yeah. But you could, city here, and you might have to take Buenos Aires.
Might have to.
Just to get your maximum value out of that canal.
Yeah. So sorry, online or standard? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I think my preference is standard. I like online speed because you can get so many things done so quickly. But because each turn matters so much more on online speed, and your movement matters so much, sometimes it can be less comfortable than playing on standard, because if you make a mistake, you have more time to correct it, or if you misclick, it's easier to correct. But I do enjoy online speed, especially with friends, right? Multiplayer, I think playing standard or anything else would just be dreadful.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's I enjoy the rapidness of online speed, but the game definitely feels more balanced on standard speed. Like, it's a bit like, they're not being able to put a delegation down on AIs. That's the sort of thing that you feel like that's definitely online speed problems there, and you think, like, come on.
What are you thinking for a Pantheon?
I already grabbed one.
Gotcha.
I took the Settler. I should have asked.
Oh, nice.
That.
Very nice, very nice. I wasn't thinking about this until now, but I'm now thinking about coming south and picking up Desert Folklore.
Oh.
Gonna kind of push against Byzantium a little bit here.
Now that would be cool. I like that a lot, because I was thinking I just took the Revelation, the Prophet Points card, in the hope that I might just be able to sort of subtly pick one up before Byzantium. But now that is a good idea. I mean, you've got massive holy site adjacency there. You stick some mines around it as well. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I've got my +6 Oppendom should pop up next turn, and I've just realised, I didn't realise this, but Void Singers or Owls, I've got both as a choice. Well, what do I do with that? I'm tempted to go Void Singers, because I do like a bit of faith. I might do that.
Do as well. I would welcome any kind of either owly or vampiric situation in this game, I think.
Yeah. Oh, did I don't choose it for you, do I? Do we go separate?
We go separate, yeah.
Okay, good. Fantastic. I went Void Singers, and I just had that horrible sinking feeling that I'd signed you up to an eternity with Cthulhu you weren't ready for. And that wasn't good. Hang on. Right, now that's going to be... See, once you start to get the map tax out, it's an addiction. It's a real problem. I'd have to watch myself. Let's get that. Oh my goodness, have I not unlocked the Petra yet? Why have I not done that? It's up here. That's why you haven't done it, Ryan. You're not actually doing it in the same direction. So what made you think, Roman game? Is that just, something you've wanted to try, or just something you thought, nope, that sounds like a good game?
I was thinking about that last update and the changes that they've made, and I thought it might be fun to, because I haven't played Gaul in a while, but then I did a game with them the other day. I thought it might be fun to explore civilizations that weren't necessarily changed directly, but the way the game changed affected them in a roundabout way. And the way the melee and siege classes have changed, because they added those units. Gaul has gotten a lot stronger just because of what you can do with man-at-arms and all that. And so I was thinking about, well, what could we do with Gaul? What would be fun? And so I thought going after some Roman targets might be interesting, and have a bit of an implied theme, but not one too heavy, not too literal, but also, Ursa Ryan going after Rome and Vector Cat going after Byzantium is going to be entertaining for people that know us both, right? Because we're both pretty avid fans of these civs. It would be a bit like me making you fight Japan, So
Yeah.
I just thought it would be a bit of a laugh.
Japan they're just a delight. I love Japan with huge amount. I mean, just the way they're set up, I just feel it's such a satisfying civ. You know what I mean? Like it just, there's a huge amount of opportunity to just get some amazing adjacencies and really rock up an empire where, you're starting to put +10s down and you think, I've made some correct choices here. This was a good life choice.
Yeah, it's interesting comparing the two, right? Because I think that Japan really is kind of the apotheosis of Civilization 6 planning on the whole, right? They're the civ that really taught me. I've got 4 governor promotions, my goodness. I didn't know you started with that many. But Japan's really what taught me how to district, I think.
Yeah.
And I love these civilizations like Gaul that encourage you to think about the game in a fundamentally different way. You know, it's like Venice from Civilization 5.
Yeah.
It was just something brand new and fresh.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I really like that a lot. And so I figured, you know, let's take things that we do like and put them up against other things that we do like.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
Basil
sense.
is going mental. He's got the Oracle done, and now he's working on Stonehenge.
Oh, my word. That's not on. That's insane.
That is wild.
So, I mean, oh my goodness. So, yeah, so he seems to have settled left. So he's giving you the desert, really, which is nice of him.
He is. Which, yes, I'm a big fan of that.
So, tell me about when did you first start playing Civ that you remember? Are you sort of new to the genre generally, or were you playing super early?
Yeah, I'm a bit old to it, honestly. My memory is that my population in the city is just terrible. Because you start with 4. You're not going to have any way to keep them up, my goodness. So my memory of when I started playing Civ is actually pretty delightfully specific. And it's in the basement of my cousins in Stockton, Missouri. And if I remember correctly, my cousin Trevor had, this is going to be a +7 holy site.
Oh.
My cousin Trevor had Civilization 3, and that was the first one that I played.
3.
And I've just been hooked ever since. And each time, you know, they give me some kind of reason to come back, right?
Yeah.
There's something about it.
What do you remember about 3? Is there anything that you just sort of screams nostalgia or anything, you know, like that?
For 3, I mean, what really stands out to me, and I was a bit young, you know, I'm 32, so when I was playing Civ 3, I was fairly young, and I just remember laughing at taking pikemen up against tanks and helicopters, you know,
Yeah.
and just the fun of having this game that was dipping into history, but not trying to really teach you anything, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's always been educationally minded or realistically minded, Civilization has, but we've got vampires now, right? You know, so it's not...
I bet that is realistic, surely.
And I've always been interested in, oh, that was the wrong district. Oh, people are going to watch this and laugh at me. I put an encampment. You see, we're already seeing how this. I just now realized too. We're already seeing how this talking and playing thing goes. But my family was big into medieval reenactment growing up, and you know, I work in theater, and so I've always had an interest in history and learning about it. But I want my games to feel like games. I don't, you know, necessarily want them to be educational per se.
Yeah.
Now Civ 4, like that's where I start having more specific memories where, you know, I really liked, you know, if I remember correctly, that was the one that started the culture makes your borders grow system that I liked a lot. There were some other changes that still exist in the game. And tangentially related to Civ, that's one reason I'm so excited for Old World, which I've been able to play a little bit. I got a key from their community manager. He's a really cool dude. And I'll have a podcast episode reviewing that game coming out shortly.
Yeah.
Because I think that game includes and deletes some very good things and very bad things from Civ in smart ways. I think it's a really interesting game, and I think that you can feel its provenance in Civ 4.
Yeah.
You know, and because it's the same head designer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No, you might be right on that one. Oh, that's interesting though, that there was that shift in sort of how you were looking at it. And I just, yeah, I what you said about you don't want it to be too real, if that makes sense. I get what you mean, and like I feel like I've learned sort of weirdly in a roundabout way a huge amount about the world just purely from playing Civ. Like the amount of times, I have no idea if it's similar for you, but that, you know, you'll be on holiday and you'll see something and go, oh, that's a wonder in Civ. I didn't realise that was here. I think I remember seeing the Uffizi in Florence and thinking, right, Civ 5. Now I get that. No, there's a famous thing. And
yeah,
so the way that it puts things together.
There's something about the way, you know, the game inspires you to go and learn on your own, right? Without it being actually like baked into the game itself.
Yeah.
There is there's something nice about that because it makes me want to go out and research more. Oh, you took the cat. That's okay. I'm gonna have to take your crabs.
Oh no, not the crab. I was between the crab and the cat. Now you see, Byzantium went Feed the World, so I've gone Jesuit education, but I think Feed the World would have been... Feed the World's always great. We both have shared opinions on Feed the World, I feel.
Oh, we do. We share that opinion, although I am looking forward to work ethic with my +6 and 7 holy sites, I believe. I think that's the way I'm going to go.
That does sound just delightful. Absolutely delightful. I think it's the random pieces of history that I pick up just from just like little references. Like I had no idea who Eleanor of Aquitaine was before obviously she appeared in Civ 6. I mean, I remember thinking, what? Her life's mad. And then you read about her and you think, yep, her life actually was pretty mad. And just the sort of way that she had to function and do things, and you think, oh god, that's mad. But I always think that it's interesting to see which bits of history Civ really does enjoy sort of going into and feels is safe to sort of keep revisiting every time, because obviously like Alexander the Great is a big one that always seems to pop back over and over and over. And you think, I wonder why. Is it? I guess the idea of Alexander the Great is pretty harmless, isn't it? It's just this mythical person who obviously took a huge army and spread around the world and did huge amounts of stuff, but it's not too modern. So, you know, everyone that got killed is now dead. So they don't worry about it too much. And issues with Greek borders aside, it feels harmless. Like I've always been amazed that they never really go particularly modern with leaders. I mean, obviously, I guess there's a thing where if people are still alive and remember world events, you don't want to pick a leader that's too connected to that, just in case it becomes political or too real in that sense.
Yeah, I think there's wisdom in that too, right? Because there is you want a sort of feeling of role play in these games, and that's what I do kind of like about the it's not pure realism. I need iron in the worst way. It is I've
got irons. Hang on, I'll ship you some. I think I've got an absolute...
No, it's okay. I need to focus on some gold anyway. But that'll come.
There you go. Accept the gift. I've got it.
Oh, I will accept.
I've got it capped. No more can be done. Right. You know what? The thing I realised I haven't done yet is build any troops at all. I've just been casually building. It's been very nice, very enjoyable. Johannesburg. I don't know why I picked Johannesburg over Buenos Aires, but there's Petra. People will be happy. Look at that. Beautiful Petra city.
Oh, they'll be very happy and nice. This is a great Petra city, settling near the desert, but not just right on it. You've got a nice balance between food and production, and then desert tiles to be improved just to be pretty. I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm impressed with how it seems to have gone, actually. What am I up to now? Let's go for... the problem about online speed is just you look at everything and you think, I could build that, and before you know it, You haven't built a single settler and you think, oh, that's something I would have done.
The one I always forget is the government plaza, and it's so important on online speed. And and I say that, and I still haven't built it.
No, I haven't built it either. That and the diplomatic square. I'm even worse at that. I just never, ever remember to build that. People are always getting at me for that one.
Yeah, that's a polarizing district. A lot of people don't prioritize it. I love it. I love that thing. You can get such value out of that one district. It really is quite good.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Do you mind if I nab the Great Bath? Any preferences on that?
No, that's fine. I'm just churning out units at the moment.
Yeah, it gave me the option to build it in 2 turns, and who was I to refuse?
I think you should. You're never gonna build it in single player.
No, it's true. That's something I really like about multiplayer. The fact that everyone starts equal is something that's incredibly missing, I think, in the single player experience. I mean, I don't know if you've got thoughts on this yourself, but Deity, in order to make the game, to crank it up and to really challenge people, seems to just, the idea is just the AI has such a head start, it can't possibly lose, rather than obviously generating a new AI system that could actually play better is going to be an incredibly impossible thing to do, I appreciate, but just the idea of giving someone just an insane start and then hoping the players can overtake them at some point. It's a very different game. I think there would be a lot of charm to it if the AI actually did start with the same stuff you did.
Yeah, it would be an interestingly different game, because there's a kind of meta in Civ play right now on Deity, at least, and probably Immortal. It's kind of a thing where you're going to win at some point, and you're playing for that. You're playing to get over that hump, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're playing for that tipping point where you catch up with the AI and start surpassing them.
Yeah.
Whereas, if it was even footing to begin with, right, you wouldn't expect that same rhythm each game. You would actually have things be different. And yeah. I honestly, I don't know which is better or worse.
Yeah. It's weird, yeah, because you do play just so differently. I don't know, maybe I'm just embittered by the whole thing. I find that people, like, Deity's become this sort of almost legendary thing, where people feel like they need to be playing it all the time. I don't know if that's enjoyable particularly. Like, Deity is incredibly difficult, and it's a very different sort of game.
It is. I will say this, I don't think it's intentional, but I have noticed that the streaming and YouTube community, right, has intentionally or accidentally really put the emphasis on Deity. And because people watching see streamers play Deity more often than anything else, right, they think that that's the only way to play, but truly, if you're enjoying playing on Emperor or wherever you want, then that's where you should play. It's funny, there was a recent conversation in one of Botheus' streams, and then that made its way into one of his YouTube videos. We've got a friend of ours, Foibles, that plays on Emperor because that's the most fun. And we were talking about it, and I said, Foibles gets to keep his city-states and build wonders, so who's the real winner? You know, he is. If as long as he's having fun, what does it matter?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Now we're off to the races. I think Monumentality. I think Gaul with builders seems like a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I see. I ended up going for... What did I go for? The pen, brush, and voice. I just thought the extra culture... I seem to be building a ton of districts. The Oppendom, putting that down so quick. I just went for that. I don't know if that's the right choice. I've migrated my strategy a little bit. I was thinking religion. I'm not hugely being super religious right now. My science is all right, but I'm thinking I don't fancy doing too much science. So now I'm thinking getting culture, and I don't know. I've had a very wonderific start. It's all been lovely. So I'm sort of all over the place. So I thought, yeah, a bit more culture, a bit of a rounded thing. It seems quite nice, and the just being able to get extra civic boosts as well. That's quite a cool thing. Oh, you're actually spreading your religion. That is clever. Oh, now we can actually, rig this.
We can coordinate. Yeah.
I know. Feels like great engineers are a good thing for us.
I would agree.
Unless you have a preference on something else.
No, I would love great engineers. I've started on a great general, but I have the card for that, so that's fine. Should we go city center? That usually goes over
I think
well.
so, and then we don't have to put anything into
city
it.
Center and great engineer.
Patronage. Seems good to me.
All right.
Whack that in. Oh, I don't have any left. That's got to be a good sign. Oh no, it's all come back. The game teased me. What's gone on? What's happened there? Let's have a look. No great profits. I see, that's one the computer does a lot. I thought all the profits had been taken. No, technically one of them hasn't been taken. Again, it feels like the AI made a bit of a mistake on that one, but never mind. What am I up to?
It's just awful.
I've actually got, somehow, 16 housing in my capital, and I don't know why. I don't know how it got that high. I'm not complaining.
Goodness.
I'm not complaining.
That's rather respectable.
Oh dear. You know what? I have no idea where my scouts are in this game. That is the only thing I'd say.
Right, I have joined you in our pledge to Cthulhu.
Oh, you have? You went Void Singers and not, you didn't go Vampires.
Yeah, getting the desert folklore available. I think that Void Singers is a really good option. And I don't like to plan too much. I like coming in and being flexible. I really
totally agree. I mean, there is, you do get games where there is a certain amount of satisfaction to having a really specific agenda. But I totally agree. It's nice to be able to just sort of improvise a bit, I think.
There's something that I particularly like about Civilization 6, in that I think it rewards you for responding to the map in ways that previous iterations didn't as much.
Yeah.
The game seems to be very much about exploration, very much about being flexible.
Yeah. That's what I remember them saying that right at the beginning, actually, because they had a lot of interviews where they were saying the problem they had with Civ 5 was it was too predictable. Once you had a tactic, there was never a reason to do anything other than that tactic, because it was always the perfect thing to do. It was the 4-city, 5-city tradition game. No one would ever change it, and you sort of looked at it and you think, yeah, why would you? There's no need to here.
Didn't encourage flexibility as much. No,
I totally agree. So you prefer that sort of the improvised game and exploring a bit more and just sort of taking it a bit randomly?
I do. I like having ideas and plans. I like having expectations. But I think that flexibility is going to serve you a lot more than even the best strategy. Maybe you've got a plan that you're workshopping, you're thinking about it, you're trying to figure out how it works. Well, it may take you a few times to really get that dialed in. So while you're on your way there, flex and flow, be water, fill the cup,
Yeah.
It's just so much more interesting to me, and I think that it's more successful too.
I just realized none of us have gone for any heroes. We have all of the heroes available to us. Anything you want? Do you want to nab Himiko?
I think I forgot it was on.
I tell you what I might do. I might grab the twins and then send them over to help. That feels like a fun thing to do. And then
that sounds great. I think Himiko sounds delightful. Although I do have a general. I think I'm going to take my favorite.
They stack, don't they?
They do. I don't know if it's overkill. Well, why not? I think I'm gonna grab my two favorites. I'll grab Himiko and I'll grab Sun Wukong, and then I will be delightfully happy.
That seems fair. That
All right,
seems
grab.
fair. Indeed. Hang on. Can I move my hero between us? No, I can't. I'll tell you what. I've got 56 strength twins on the way. I'll come and give you a hand.
All right.
Oh yeah, I really should have put the government plaza down. That is absolutely criminally painful what I'm doing here. I
I
do
know.
not
Me too.
approve of this at all. Oh no, I can't do that as well. The idea of putting a district down without chopping it first if there's forest on the tile. Ugh. I can't do it.
It pains you, doesn't it?
It really, really does. Would you say that with the update that's obviously been piling through, they've put a huge amount of new civs into the game, new civs but also updated civs. I mean, is there anyone that just took you by surprise and how much fun it was? Because I do think there's a sense of sometimes when you look at civ lists, you'll look at other civs and some just they really stand out to you, and some you're just like, I could see myself playing this and I couldn't. I mean, was there any that you saw as like, oh yeah, that'll do?
Well, over the course of the New Frontier season pass, right? They just kept doing that over and over again. I saw Ethiopia, and I just, this is perfect. This is exactly the way I love to play. This is brilliant. This is a faith-heavy civ with some kind of cultural or economic bonus and a unique cavalry unit, which I particularly like.
Yeah.
And then they gave Byzantium. And they said, "Oh, you thought you liked Ethiopia? Well, and when I saw Byzantium, I thought that they had made it just for me. I just love them so much, right? But I feel the same way about Ethiopia. I don't know if I have like a favorite. I will tell you about a civ. I don't know. Yeah. Now, my favorite change, oddly, in the last balance patch, hands down, unequivocal, no question.
Yeah.
Is the Berserker. I think that they made such brilliant changes to that unit, made it viable, made it feel like I think it should. Felt like historically it makes sense now that unit is what it is. It's really good now.
Yeah.
Now, I've only played Spain the once. I wonder if I play Spain more, if that will change, right?
Yeah. Spain are fun. They really are. But in a sort of, unexpected way, really.
Mm-hmm.
I like anything that involves, the exploration, the settling side of things. I've always enjoyed that. But those bonuses that they've changed to actually getting onto new continents. I mean, a huge thing for me in Civ 6 has always been the uselessness of new cities when you settle them after a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
So watching Spain just have all of these fantastic little improvements and extra builders and, trade routes that make you go, oh my goodness, that's just nonsense. All of that stuff is... I don't know. I feel they did a really good job on it. I couldn't tell you particularly why.
No, I think that they've done a fantastic job, and Spain is another one of those civilizations that is interesting because of what's different about them. And if you look at, Gaul is a civilization that really its success really scales off of its builders, right? If you don't have enough builders and you don't have enough mines, you're not really going to feel the power of Gaul as much as you could otherwise.
Yeah.
And Spain is a civilization that really scales off of its districts.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a unique one or anything like that, but it's those trading units. That's what really matters. All right, I think, and so they're. I think I'm about to start a war. But they're interesting to me in that regard, right? Because it's about how you use the existing Civ kit, but in an interesting way for that Civ. I just adore that.
Yeah, no, I get you. That makes a huge amount of sense. Right, sorry, I'm too busy building oppidums, and I totally took my eye off what you're doing. You've got... Oh my goodness, how many man-at-arms have you got? Goodness me.
I have 3, and I think it's time that I should use them.
That is just exceptional. I've got a 54 strength twins right next to you. I don't know if that's helpful, but they're just hanging there.
I think it's going to be very helpful indeed. So, and I have a general, so I can just go ahead and grab this builder.
What city-states have we found? Oh, the Vatican is at war with us. I might just nab the Vatican, actually. That sounds... Oh, do you want that? Actually, do you want it? Because then you can spread your crusade with them. That might work well.
Oh, that would be nice. We'll see how that plays out. I'm going to keep sending my religion down to Byzantium first, but we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh no, I just realised a niter has spawned right on one of my essential canals. Oh, that's painful. Oh. My whole system is ruined.
Oh, isn't that just the way?
Yeah, that is just the way. Hang on, I need to focus on getting dams in quickly. God, that is terrifyingly annoying. Never mind. Oh my goodness, the army you've got is just insane. Look at it. Oh, it's beautiful. Hang on, I'm going to nip around the back to... There you go, you've got siege now. That is excellent. Just horrendous. Oh, I'm torn now between just staring at what you're doing and trying to do something myself here.
Oh my goodness, that is some damage. Oh my.
Oh, hello.
The walls of...
Where have they gone?
The walls of Constantinople have fallen.
Oh, hello. That's something. I love that. I love that a lot. I look around. I turn my back for one moment. Oh my god! Remind me never to get on your bad side. That is absolutely terrifying.
I like to play.
Goodness me. Right. Well, this is when I just nab the kill with the twins and steal the city, isn't it? Well, I joke. I won't do that.
Feel free, but I am feeling a bit golden at the moment.
That is true. I don't think I could.
Although I don't remember if we affect each other in that way or not. I honestly cannot.
Oh, remember. I don't know. We're allied, but alliances. Oh. What alliance? Should we have a cultural alliance then? That seems reasonable. Hang on, I've got some stuff for you. I'm just gonna pimp the war machine out. Hang on, there you go. Take the stuff.
We can just take cities together nearby as much as we want if we had a cultural alliance.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. I love it. I love it a lot. So I went on a bit of a wonder building spree. I didn't mean to, but I built the Apanda, and I thought, Apadana, oh god, I can never do that one, the Apadana, and it went a bit away from me, so I've got the Petra, the Jebel Barkal, Temple of Artemis, Mausoleum, Great Library, Hanging Gardens. I sort of ran out of the ones to build.
You have truly gone on a tear.
Just the culture of Gaul is it's just a delightful thing. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
So yeah, I really do. I remember when they came out. You know, everybody was thinking that they were going to be a mental culture civ. But I think that they're really best suited to use that production and culture into anything but a cultural victory. You know, I think that science and domination, they can really run away with the game.
Yeah.
Similar with Babylon, you know, I don't consider them a scientific civilization at all.
No.
You know, but when you use that and you parlay it into something like culture or even an annoyingly quick religious win, you know, that can truly be a really good time. I'm going to pick up Machu real quick just because it's available.
Oh yeah. When do you get to do that? I mean,
I've got some mountains. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Absolutely. I do not blame you at all on that one. Now this is going to seem like, again, one of those silly questions, but I assume it doesn't affect me. when you build that. I mean, I would be so grateful if it did, but I guess that's too much to ask for.
Yeah, I think that's civilization only.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. That's fine.
That would be nice, though, wouldn't it?
It would. Now, I tell you what I do. What I do wish I had was an abundance of builders. And now I'm thinking that was silly of me to not get monumentality, but never mind. Hang on, where's your battering ram? There's one coming down. Okay. I could slice into the walls, I think. What happens? Oh, no, hang on. There's a man at arms around there. I might save myself, actually. See if I can go nab him.
Yes, they have their massive army of one man at arms.
Oh, they've embarked it as well. Don't worry about that.
Oh, good.
My scout was... Oh, it's just a scout. It's been destroyed. Okay. There's your battering ram. Right, hang on. Can I do that? Oh, is it... Is that going to actually do some wall damage to me? No. Didn't do any wall damage. Goodness me. Must have been a bit of delay on that one. Oh my goodness. Have I really not got religion? My religion has not spread beyond my capital. That is hilariously naff. Hang on. Let's do that. And let's get the builder in, which I should have done in the other order, thinking about it, but I didn't. Never mind. I think I'm going to go for... Should we go? I mean, I could go... Sinbad would be hilarious. Oh, yes, I could go Sinbad. I think I can...
wrap around. Why not? Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Can Sinbad teleport from harbours, or is it only from city centres? Because otherwise, he's going in Lake Geneva, and it's going to be a very boring voyage for him, because he's going to be sat in a 3-tile puddle.
Oh, dear. Well, if he cannot teleport from harbours, that's a big problem, because he can teleport to them.
I'll tell you what, I'll build him in another city to be safe, but okay, that would be... Oh, I feel like I should try that, but I'm wussing out. I can't do it. Okay.
Oh, I think this is going to be an emergency. And it
we're
is.
We're already at war with them. It's fine. They've just given you full loyalty in the city. That's all that's
They
happened.
have. I don't mind it.
No. I don't think that wasn't a good idea.
I do prefer when that happens to non-capital cities, however, because usually by the time you've taken a capital, not always, but you usually have loyalty pretty much sorted.
Yeah.
Usually.
Fingers crossed is what we say to that one. Hang on. Where's...
Although this is another reason we love taking our religion to war with us, because of the loyalty.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much with the religious game people just miss out on, I feel. Such a good one. Really, really is. Right, hang on. Okay, my stats in this game have absolutely gone nuts, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not complaining, but I'm sat here at 107 culture per turn. And it's just like, what's happened? Why do I not play like this all the time?
That's just goal things, you know?
Hashtag goal things. That's absolutely true. Oh yeah, my religion. I forgot about that. That should be something I should do. How's my capital doing? 52 production. That's not bad. Plus 7 Oppidum. Nice. Oh yes, because the dams and the aqueducts. I always forget to build these with Gaul. Yeah, there's something nice about just sitting back and playing some multiplayer, actually. I can't remember the last time I did it.
Yeah, when you're, I've got people that I play with semi-regularly, and it's always a good time, because it's, it's only so competitive. It's not that serious, right? It's not the Civ Players League or anything like that. It's just, it's just a good shout hanging out. And what I love about it is that I learn something new every time. And I'm still learning so much about how multiplayer differs from single player. And I never finish a game without learning something. Yeah. Sometimes more valuable than others, but I always learn something. It can be really great.
It's an unusual thing as a content creator, I find for myself, because I spend a huge amount of my time filming, editing, producing the stuff that goes up. I do so little actually watching other people. And I really, I wish I could sit down more and just watch Bo's stream. Every now and then I'd pop in and say hello, and he normally like misses me, and then a little while later I'm like, oh, I was there and I said hello, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry I missed you, and it's always exactly the same every time. But
yeah, well, it's funny, because while we're recording this, he's playing Georgia, which he and I were talking about, I think just yesterday or the day before, and I really want to watch. But it's one of those things. It's interesting. We have such a community now of content creators. It's so nice to be a part of, but it's almost like an embarrassment of riches. There's just so much to keep up with all the time, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But there's so many of us that I like. It's hard. It's very difficult to keep up with everyone all of the time.
Yeah, it is. It's really tough. And I really like that, actually, that there is just such a... It feels like such an accessible thing to get into these days. I think the main barrier with content creation tends to be just I don't think people realize how much time it takes. I think some people have a perception that it's you just get to play games a lot, and that is true to an extent, but there is also a huge amount of actually then having to watch yourself back and listen to everything and go, oh my goodness, I've spent twice as long actually listening to myself play a game than I did actually playing a game. Like, what's all that about? Yeah, I wish there was more. I really wish there was more time to actually just sit back and watch, and that'd be nice. Not that I'm complaining.
That would be nice indeed. All right, so I think I'm gonna camp out and do a little pillaging real quick before taking this city.
Hang on.
Got the raid card and don't think I've done anything with it.
I just realised that I've had Craftsman this whole time, and I don't think I've done a single thing with it. That's not good. That should have been the first thing I put in, but never mind.
Let me tell you, that is one thing that I neglect in multiplayer, just because the pace is so quick. I am awful with my policy cards on online speed, and it really punishes you because your cards come and go so quickly. You should be spending more attention to it than you do in single player, and I just quite frankly don't.
Yeah. It's so true.
I have found Lahore. Oh, this is exciting. This is very exciting.
No, I don't remember the last time I properly used those guys. That's awesome.
I think my Faith Patern would like that.
Absolutely. Niang. Oh my goodness, that is wonderful. I'm enjoying. Oh, it's Nan Nadal. Of course it is. That's why I'm getting so much culture. Getting the 2 for every district that I've got on the coast or on a lake. There you go. That explains it, doesn't it? Do you need any resources? By the way, I'm capped out on all 3 still, and I'm making poor use of it all.
I'm capped as well. My little 6-troop army is doing just fine.
It's nice, actually. Oh my goodness, Rome though, 500 military strength. Have you seen those?
I saw that. It is making me slightly concerned.
Yeah. Oh, Sinbad. Right, here we go. Let's just point you in this direction and then forget about you. That sounds good. And a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Matthew Wilkinson, Salty Tech, Davalex, The Broccoli, and Midnight Oil for all of your support on Patreon, as well as everybody else who likes, subscribes, and follows. Thank you very much.